This is basically a part two where I said I'll be analyzing ODUSD. Yes, sir, guys. Thank you so much for the love, man, you shared in part one, man. You pretty much liked it and everything. And you told me that, yo, we need a part two. You know what I mean? So we're back at it. This is basically a part two of the video and everything. So pretty much when I basically analyze all the pairs we like on Friday or whatever, and then like I just pretty much focus on what's gonna happen next week. You know what I mean? Because the market works through 5 days and everything. So it works Monday to Friday, it doesn't work Saturday, Sunday. However, if you're trading your for example, if you're trading your synthetic pairs, like for example, your volatility 75, your synthetic pairs actually, that's when you can actually capitalize on the market, right? So you pretty much know how I actually analyze. I said if I analyze, I basically start on the daytime frame. As I'm pretty much zoomed out, I can pretty much see what happened in the previous data, right? Okay, fine. First things first, what do I need to do? I need to switch to my line graph to basically cater what's gonna happen, right? So I pretty much know that, okay, this is my high of the day, and this right here is my low of the day. So I pretty much know that because I can pretty much see it. So I know that the market is playing inside this level. The strategy is very simple to master. But there's a lot of things in mastering technical analysis, right? If you're a technical analysis trader, you need to know pretty much your double bottoms, your double tops, your triple tops, your W formation, your M formation, which is something that I'll be teaching in this video. So it's what will be same as like part one, but this one is like for pretty much technical analysis and everything, right? So this was a possible touch because the market can turn either there. So if the market continued, it will turn either there. So let me try and switch. Oh, it didn't turn there. But what I'm trying to say is the market can weather turn over there. If the market breaks, doesn't mean that it broke our high of the day and we should indicate buys. So it will pretty much help us that okay, the market can has a possibility that the market might turn over there for me. So basically, what I said about double tops and double bottoms, right? So it will be something that you pretty much see in this video because they basically play a lot in this trend or something, right? They basically play a lot in this channel or in this trend, right? So technical analysis is a framework in which a trader uses to study price action. What is price action? Price action is actually like catering, maybe for example, your trend lines, your like your uptrend, your downtrend, you know what I mean? As I cater for a high of the day and the low of the day, it's pretty much something like that. You know what I mean? That's pretty much price action. It's when you see or zoom in, for example, let me just try to make an example, right? So I'm not saying this is actually a trend or something. I'm just gonna put it just for the sake of making an example. So basically, right? So this is price action. This is price action. You pretty much zoomed in the chart and saw that, okay, we're in a ascending type structure. And then from there, you pretty much catered for your uptrend, right? So that is pretty much what is price action, right? So price action might be your support, your resistance, pretty much everything. You know what I mean? But guys, please don't mind the noise. It's currently like cars passing by and people talking and everything. So I really apologize on that. But however, if we had to analyze for our reversal areas or reversal places, I can actually see that this was a very sensitive area. And we said in a sensitive area, we need to have three or more touches to validate that that area is pretty much of a high possible reverse area. I hope you guys like watch part one. If you didn't watch part one, like you pretty much will get lost in part two, you know what I mean, and everything. So I can pretty much see that okay, we also had a level over here. It's like it's not that much, bro, but it's like we had a level over there, And I'm not trying to pretty much focus on what happened in the past data, right? I'm trying to use the past to identify what's going to happen in the current market price. That is also a summarization of a technical trader. It's someone that studies price action and then to get an entry. Someone that uses previous data to get an entry, right? In the market, we have what we call a technical analyst, and we also have a fundamental analyst, a person that uses fundamentals to basically define when to buy and when to sell. I'm not a fundamental trader. Sometimes I just look at when are the news and everything so that I know that if at this specific time I'll know that my trades it's either we'll hit stop loss or we'll be in like deep profits and everything. Because the fundamentals they don't create direction, they just create volatility in the market, right? So it will pretty much be safe for me to know when would those fundamentals be, and either to avoid them or to know when to be very much skeptical when it comes to me checking the analysis or checking my trades, right? So I can pretty much see that we have a lot of sensitive areas in this pair. That's why I wanted to pretty much analyze it because it has like a lot of sensitive areas. And also it's a currency. As you know that if it's a currency, the currency is allowed to play around. Currency is just allowed to like move in like an uncorporate way or everything, right? So I can basically see that we have a lot of sensitive areas. I'm just gonna try to mark them as the video continues and everything. Right. So if you can't mark your zones, if you can't mark your zone properly as I can, you can pretty much use what happened over here, right? You can pretty much use what happened over here, pretty much use that and use what happened over here to determine your current market price, right? Because I'm looking over here, the touches over here matching with the touches over here, right? So we might have like one touch or two touches over here, and then over there we have six touches. That means it's still a sensitive area, right? So that's what I mean by actually checking your sensitive areas, right? So that's what pretty much I mean when I say please check your sensitive areas. Is it a validated area and whatever, right? That's what pretty much I mean. You can use what happened over here and what happened over here to pretty much determine what's gonna happen in the current market price, right? Okay, babe. Now I'm not gonna mark everything, but I'm just trying to give you all a briefing of what's gonna be expected, right? I'm trying to just give you what's going to be expected, right? And this is basically free knowledge. Like, come on, it's free knowledge and everything, right? So it's up to you how you take it and how to use it, right? So pretty much we have analyzed everything. We can pretty much see that we have like possible touches to come, but I'm not gonna analyze it that much because we're not there. But however, I can pretty much see that we had a slight we have a slight bearish trend, sorry, a bearish trend towards the downside. I can see that we have a slight bearish trend towards the downside. Right? Let me zoom out so that I can show you what I mean by a slight bearish trend towards the downside, right? So you must basically know how to actually capitalize on the market, right? The market is not always about buying and selling, it also has to deal with psychology, right? So I can basically see that this was a possible bearish trend towards the downside. I can basically see that this was a possible bearish trend towards the downside, sorry. I can basically see that. And if I'm just trying to like cater for touches and everything, I can basically see that we pretty much cater for everything, right? So we know that the market is playing inside the zone. So we know that the market is playing inside the zone. The market is buying and selling, buying and selling, buying and selling inside this playground, right? So once we actually break, we can either indicate for buying opportunities or selling opportunities if we don't actually break, right? So that's what might happen in the market and everything, right? So let me just try to remove drawings and everything while I still explain some other things that the market might create, right? So if you all actually like have watched part one with the serious with concentration, you can pretty much see or analyze the chart without me actually analyzing it, right? Because some things you don't actually need it already printed for you to actually know that uh, your chart or the analysis, right? Some things don't need to be printed for you to actually see them. That's what I was trying to explain. Some things don't need to be printed for you to see them, right? So we can basically see that, okay, we're in a young very strange of the downside, right? So we can actually see that if we actually look closer or look to the left, you can actually see that this area that we're currently in. Now I'm looking at the current market price and I'm using previous data, right? We can actually see that in this area that we're in, it's some sort of a sensitive area because the market turned over here, the market turned over here, the market turned over here, the market turned over here. So we're looking at it as a sensitive area, right? So we pretty much identified where our turning areas are going to be. That's why we put our red zones or our red horizontal lines to basically give us an understanding of where the market is going to be turning and everything, right? So the analysis doesn't end over here. The analysis doesn't end over here. The analysis, you have to still continue going down to like 4 hour, you know what I mean, 15 minutes for entries and everything. So that's why technical analysis, that's why I'm a technical analysis trader because I don't usually focus more on what's happening in the fundamental side. And because like sometimes looking at the news, it's like you just look at it and be like, hey, you see now I don't know what's gonna be happening, you know what I mean? But if you're a technical analysis, you pretty much know that, okay, so this is how the market is expected to move in this particular time, right? So you must pretty much, I'm not saying everyone should know fundamentals now. I don't know fundamentals. I only know like when to check the times and everything. I only know New York session, London session, Sydney session. Those are basically trading sessions which I will come to in further videos to come. So please be sure to like, comment if you're new to the channel, subscribe. If you're a returning subscriber, thank you so much for coming back. I really appreciate all the love and support. But I can pretty much see that we are actually, so let me scale down to a 4 time frame to basically show you what I mean, right? So our zones or our horizontal lines are pretty much catered in a proper manner, right? So we can pretty much see that we catered for everything. We know that the market might reject over here as it did. The market might reject over here, the market might reject over here, the market reject over here, the market reject over here. So it pretty much gives us a guideline of where the market might reject, right? Because we're not trying to analyze every day, you know what I mean, and everything. So we just stick to one analysis and pretty much see what happened in that analysis, right? So with me seeing, I can actually see that this was acting like as a fake out because a lot of people will be triggered to be like, oh, the market is buying because it broke down horizontal line and our trend line, and the market faked them out, right? So I'm just gonna keep this like over here so that I pretty much know that this is a fake out, right? So this was a fake out trying to trap people that will want to buy. I'm sorry about what happened and everything, right? So we should basically know that the market might also try to fake you out, right? Who the market will try to fake you out. Like this is a clear indication that the market makers also make the market move, right? So a lot of people will be triggered that okay, this is a buy, it's a clear buy, and then they buy, and then the market comes back down, and then the market shuts down, and then your account is pretty much blown. So that's why that official forex killers is there for you to pretty much understand the market, how the market moves and everything, right? So if you can actually see clearly, I can actually see that we have a downtrend towards downside, right? I can pretty much see that we have a downtrend towards the downside. So maybe that's why the market kind of like rejected over there because we are currently in a downtrend. That's why the market bought and like trickling and trickling and trickling because we're currently in a downtrend, right? So if we can actually copy it, we can pretty much see that it's pretty much of a validated trend line. So I'm not trying to like keep my analysis too long and everything. So I'm just trying to box it in. So, but I know where the market will turn. That's why I'm like just trying to box it in. So pretty much we have a bearish trend inside of over. We have a bearish trend inside the overall bearish trend. So it's pretty much a great analysis to actually see that okay, we're in a bearish trend inside the overall bearish trend. And as I analyze that in a bearish trend, you should expect sellers instead of buyers. Yes, the buyers might come, but the buyers will be short term but sellers will be long term. You know what I mean? Sellers will be long term, sellers will be long term, buyers will be short term, sellers will be long term. You know what I mean? As I explained. So I can pretty much see that we are in, we're at support actually. We're at support and we know that if we're at support, we have to buy and everything, right? So I'll get into further detail in the next video to come because I'm not trying to keep the videos long because like YouTube was complaining like Pierre, your videos are too long, you're joking. But yeah. So like it'll be pretty much a great thing to know, you know what I mean? So as you can see that we had a young breakout. It was a young breakout, but it wasn't that impulsive, right? So you must pretty much know that if a break ain't that impulsive, you must pretty much know that the market might come back and play around. Right? So the break was pretty much trickling and everything, and then it broke out, and then was expecting this line over here, and then came down, down bottom formation, and then it bought again, and then it came back down to test the support and also pretty much test this trend line right here, right? So what are you seeing with ODUSD? So ODUSD, I'm pretty much seeing an indication of a buy because we currently, if I can count my confluences, one being the support area, the second confluence being this downtrend, this downtrend resistance, which turned into a support. That's why the market turned over there. And the other confluence, we are at support of this downtrending bearish trend, right? So we have like 3 or 4 confluences already, but I still haven't analyzed deep into the charts, right? I can pretty much see that we have a young bearish trend towards the downside. Pretty much can see that we have a young bearish trend towards the downside. So now I'm just trying to cater for most touches because like I'm not trying to cater for everything. I'm just trying to cater for most touches and everything. So can if I can copy this, I can pretty much see that we had a nice bearish trend. So this is what technical analysis has to come in hand with, right? So we can pretty much see that we have a bearish trend inside the overall bearish trend, and like the market is going crazy, man, and everything, right? So it can be, this is what I mean by an impulsive break, right? So I'm gonna still go down to like 1 hour time frame to actually show you what I mean by an impulsive break, right? So however, I can pretty much see that this was pretty much a breakout, right? So I'm just trying to cater for the fakeouts so that we don't get trapped inside the market, right? So the market turned there, trying to like respect this area or whatever. Well, I can pretty much see that this was an impulsive break. So if I can go down to a 1 hour time frame, and in your 1 hour time frame, you can pretty much see that the secondary trend line is pretty much validated, right? why did you put this trend line over here? Your guys are probably asking the question, right? So if the reason why I put this trend line is to pretty much cater for the fake outs, right? To pretty much cater for the fake outs, to not be trapped inside the market. Because like as you saw over here, let me just make an example. As you saw over here, like a lot of people were indicating that okay, the market will buy, the market sold, right? Same thing over here, the market bought, and then a lot of people will indicate that the market is gonna buy until like over here and whatever. And then the market turned white here. And then like now it's pretty much gonna be trickling, and then from there it's gonna buy, right? So that's what pretty much I'm seeing in OD USD. So this secondary trend line is to pretty much cater for the fake outs or cater for the touches that we can't cater for. That's why we put another trend inside the overall trend. You know what I mean? So we can pretty much see that the setup is clean, bro. That's all we need. We need a clean setup. That's all we need for me. So I can pretty much see that we are at like a very, very much good level of support, or it's like turning into resistance or support. It's either the market will break or not. But I can pretty much see that we had a very, very much good level of support, right? So if the market, like I can either think that the market might be trickling, like play around, or maybe like bounce off from here and then from there buy, right? But it's a clear indication of a buy because of this large double bottom formation, right? So you must pretty much know that in technical analysis, you must pretty much get the overview of where the market is going. So that's what pretty much helps us a lot with technical analysis for me. So you must pretty much know your double bottoms, your triple tops, and everything in order for you to know when to buy and when to stop. Because you can't just sell in anywhere and buy anywhere. You know what I mean? So you must have a clear prediction or clear analysis of where the market is going. Because you're not trying to get trapped in the trend. Maybe like you placing buys in like an overall bearish channel. Like it doesn't work. You pretty much be trapped in the trade. You know what I mean? So I'm not pretty much gonna get further with this, but it's like it's already clear that ODUSD is pretty much gonna be buying. Like my stop loss, I'll keep it just a bit below this level right here. So we're risking 0.37% to gain 2.16%. That's a pretty much a good profit, like a good profit or risk reward ratio that is pretty much proper, right? So I'm not pretty much gonna get into details in this video, but on the second video, I'll be basically teaching you how to get entries or how to identify your support and resistance. But I told you guys to please DM me on my WhatsApp or DM the company's account on Instagram, which is also the official forex killers. I'll leave it in the description below. So it's either you DM me or you DM the whole account. You know what I mean? So I pretty much diving deep into like technical analysis or technical analysis part three, and then I don't know what to do. Now I mean that's why I told you guys to please DM me to pretty much tell me what type of videos you want to see next. You know what I mean? So like I'm not pretty much gonna get deep into the analysis, but this is pretty much a clear indication that the market will be buying. Like it's either next week, but like I feel like the market will keep playing around to this area over here. I feel like the market will play around and everything, like try to make us be like, nah, it's no more buy, it's a sell now and everything. So if the market sells, we know that we will cater sales, and then enter sales so the bottom over here. And well, we pretty much at support of this level and there's resistance over here. So we pretty much need a clear indication of a buy. But however, I'm going to save the setup so that in the next video that I'll drop, I'll pretty much show the setup that the setup was killed or the setup wasn't killed if we actually reach our stop loss hit or stop loss target, right? So I'm just gonna save the analysis right now so you can pretty much see it in the or access it in the next video that will come, right? So I'm pretty much gonna save the analysis so you guys can pretty much see it and look off of that. But like more videos are gonna come, maybe like how to back test and everything. So yeah, I don't know anymore, but more videos are gonna come. It's a beautiful mentor. Thank you for all the love and support. Thank you guys for tuning in again. Thank you guys for all the love and support, and thank you guys for pretty much everything. Like I don't have anything to say, but thank you guys for everything. It's a beautiful mentor signing out. Yes, sorry.